Hi friends and welcome back. Happy autumn equinox. It is fall here in upstate New York, so days are starting to cool down, the leaves are changing. Today's practice is going to be just a brief little flow sequence, and I wouldn't even call it a yoga practice necessarily. This is just my daily warm-up routine. So I wake up in the morning, pour a cup of coffee, roll out my mat, and I spend 10 to 15 minutes just starting to stretch and warm up. Sometimes I go on a run afterwards, sometimes I just go about my day, sometimes I do this at night before I go to bed. So this is really a multi-purpose, just little practice for you today. And the only thing that you're going to need is your mat and a strap. And our oils and the diffuser are sweet orange, ginger, cinnamon leaf, and nutmeg. Let's get started. So like I said, this practice is a little bit unique. I wouldn't necessarily call it a yoga class. We will not be starting with a meditation and we will not be ending with Shavasana. We are just going to jump right into it. So if you would join me down, reclined all the way on your mat, laying right back flat. Take a moment or two, just take some deep breaths. So breathing in and exhale. Notice how your spine feels flat against the floor. On your next breath in, reach your arms overhead. Point the toes to the bottom of the mat, stretching everything long. And exhale, soften. Inhale, stretch it out. And exhale, float the knees to the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, give them a nice squeeze, and begin to rock from side to side. And as we come back into stillness in center, you can let your arms fall open. Take a nice big breath in. And exhale, we'll soften our knees to the right, finding a little twist. Relax your legs, ground through the shoulders. Maybe look to your left hand. We're just taking some deep breaths here. On your next inhale, we'll bring the knees through center. And exhale, releasing them to the left side. Relaxing, softening the body, and then breathing. Inhale, move through center. Keep your knees bent, and you can ground your feet on the mat. We'll set up for a bridge. Walk the shoulders down. Fingertips reaching towards the back of the heels. Exhale, flatten your low back to the floor. Feel that low belly tuck in. And inhale, squeeze the bum as you press into the feet to lift the hips to the ceiling. You can scoot your head toward the top of the mat a little bit. And just enjoy this big upper body stretch, nice bend in the upper spine, while strengthening up, powering up those legs. Take one more breath in and use the entire exhale to gently release yourself back down to the mat. Take a breath in and out. And we'll take the outer left ankle and cross it on the top of that right knee, flexing the left foot. And I'm going to use my hand here to just gently press my left knee open to the side. This might be enough of a stretch for you first thing in the morning or last thing in the evening. If it feels okay, take your hands around that right thigh and pick up the right foot, starting to draw the legs into the chest for those figure four legs. Relax your shoulders. Try not to let the tailbone pop up, but keep that low back flat to the mat. Both feet flex now. Return to your deep breath. And try to keep that knee opening to the side. As we breathe here, we'll start to create some space in this left hip, and you may find that you can draw the legs a little bit closer in. But again, as the legs come closer to the chest, keep that knee opening to the side so the stretch remains in the hip and we're not starting to stretch into the knee joints. One more big breath in. Exhale, right foot to the mat, followed by the left. And we'll take that right ankle to the left knee. Gently open the knee to the side. And again, this might be enough of a stretch here, just opening the leg. And if it feels okay, we'll take the hands around the left thigh and draw the legs into the chest, both feet flexed. Return to your breath. One more breath in. Exhale, left foot to the mat, followed by the right. You can keep your knees bent as you find your strap. We're going to unwind it nice and long. Extend that left leg on the mat, flexing the foot, and we'll draw that right foot into the chest. Strap goes around the ball of the right foot, and we'll extend it up to the ceiling. I'm not going to come into my full hamstring stretch right away. I'm going to keep a soft bend to this right knee and really deepen the flex into the foot. Left leg stays active, pressing down into the mat as we stretch through this right leg. So right now we're really focusing on opening up the calf and through the ankle. Try to keep the upper body, shoulders relaxed. And you can gently, keeping that soft bend to the knee, start to bring the leg back, the whole leg, still deepening that stretch, the flex into the foot, focusing on the calf muscle. And then I'm going to slightly extend my leg forward and begin to straighten out everything. So that way, as I begin to bring my leg back, the stretch comes into the back of the knee and down into the hamstring. As I breathe and create space in the back of the leg, I can start to move it back. Every time you move the leg a little closer to the top of the mat, ground down through that right hip. So really solidify your connection to the mat by pressing your right hip down. Taking the strap close to the toes in the right hand, we're going to ground that left hip as we open our leg out to the side. Bring the stretch to the inner thigh. And sometimes I cue you guys to relax in this position, but I want you to keep those legs engaged. So really strong, flexing through that right foot, engaged through the quad. And same thing on this left leg. We want that left hip really pressing down, keeping us grounded. So while we feel the stretch in the inner right thigh, you should also begin to feel it in the outer left hip. Inhale, moving back through center. We'll take the strap in the left hand close to the toes. Let your right arm fall to the side as we bring that left leg across the body. And although we've turned to the outside of the left leg now, you'll see my leg is still active and engaged. And same thing with this right leg. Still reaching out through the heel of the foot. Quads are still strong. And my right shoulder is grounded into the mat. Inhale, slowly come back through center. Plug that right hip down, engage the left leg, and find a little extra stretch here through this right side. Take a breath in, release the strap, and exhale, float that right leg all the way down, nice and slow. And once it reaches the mat, soften everything, take a breath. Float the left foot into the chest. We'll do the same thing on this side. As we begin to extend that left leg, keep a soft bend to the knee and focus on stretching out the calf, really deeply flexing the foot. Right leg is going to stay actively pressing down into the mat. You can begin to draw the foot closer to the top of the mat, but keep that extreme flex in the foot here and just focus on the sensation. Focus the breath on releasing any tension in the calf muscle. Soft bend to that left knee still. And then extend that left foot forward. Begin to straighten out and draw the leg back slowly, deepening the stretch to the back of the knee and the hamstring. Same thing on this side. As we find space and begin to move into that space, keep that left hip plugging down into the mat. Taking the strap close to the toes, and the left hand will open out to the side. Remember, we want to keep that right side grounding down. And the legs are still both active and engaged here. We're not softening. Those quad muscles are strong. Feet are flexed. Inhale, moving through center, strap in the right hand. Exhale, take the leg across the body. Right leg is still active. Left shoulder is grounded. Feeling that stretch running along the IT band on the outer left leg. Inhale, once again through center. Plug that left hip down. Breathing, lengthen back out. Inhale. Remove the strap and exhale. Release all the way down, nice and slow. And place the strap to the side. Soften the whole body. Breathe. Before we begin to work our way up here, we're going to do a little bit of a core exercise. So keeping the knees bent, tuck the legs into the chest. And we're going to try to keep our calves and our feet as parallel to the floor as we can for these next few movements. So the easiest way to do this is to keep the legs tucked in. We're going to be doing some crunches, half crunches here, half sit-ups. If we want to challenge ourselves a little bit, the goal here is to keep our low back, our tailbone, and our sacrum area as flat to the mat as possible. So if we want to challenge ourselves a little more, keeping the calves and the feet parallel to the floor, just begin to extend the legs forward. Just this simple action of moving the feet toward the bottom of the mat, you're going to feel the core engage to keep that low back pressing down. I'm already shaking a little bit. So on an inhale, we'll reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, half crunch, frame the legs. Pull navel to the spine. Inhale, arms up as we put the head back. Exhale, lift, hands to the outer left leg. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, down. Exhale, right side. Inhale, down. Center. Exhale, left. Every exhale, I'm squeezing my belly, really pulling the navel down and making sure that low back stays flat to the floor. So I'm going to challenge myself just a little bit more. You can keep going at whatever pace is comfortable for you, but I'm going to start to extend my feet even further toward the top of the mat or bottom of the mat, really tucking in that low belly. Wherever you're at, we'll do twice more to the center. That means once more left, once more right. So center, left, center, right, down, bring the knees in, tuck the hands between the calves and the thighs, and we're going to rock and roll up the spine right up to a seated position. Roll the shoulders out. Reverse. Bring the arms out to the side. A few nice big circles with the arms. Both directions. Circle around the elbows a couple of times. And the wrists. Shake out the arms. Plant the right hand. Inhale, left hand reaches up and over for our side bend. Really ground yourself into that left sit bone and press that right hand away from the mat. So we find that big extension up through that left side body. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right hand up and over. Same thing on this side. Ground into that right sit bone. Press that left hand away from the mat. Breathe, big breaths. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand down. Breathing in. Exhale, chin to the chest. Shoulders relaxed. Hang your head. We're just going to start some half circles, side to side. Inhale, right ear up and over the right shoulder. Exhale, rolling down. And inhale to the left side. And chin back to the chest. Inhale, make your way back through center. And stretch the legs out in front. We'll take one more little fold here. Shake out the legs, flex the feet, arms out to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, extend. Fold, round down, soften over the legs. Hands framing the legs, keep the upper body hanging. Inhale, rounding the spine up, shoulders to the ears. And exhale down the back one more time. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Rounding up, breathing in. And exhale, shoulders down. Go ahead and come right into a tabletop position, hands and knees. Starting with our circles up and around the wrists. And then turn the fingertips to the long edges of the mat. The wrists will face that center line. Continue to circle out. And fingertips to the center, wrists to the long edges. And then fingertips flipping to face the knees, wrists forward. And if this is too hard to do with both hands at once, you can always try one hand at a time because this is a very deep stretch through the wrists and the forearms. And go ahead, bring the hands back through center. We'll come to the top of both hands and gently move around, pressing side to side, just reversing all that stretching we just did. And we'll end by shaking out both hands, coming back into table, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Inhale, finding cow, lengthening the belly. Exhale, navel to the spine, rounding the shoulders up to cat. A few more times. Last exhale. Come back through table, tuck your toes, walk the hands a step or two in front, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog, send those hips up and back, head between the arms, and pedal out the feet. Make sure you're pressing into the palm of the hand, not the fingertips. And we feel the belly press up toward the thighs, big length through the spine here, tailbone reaching upward. Lifting and lowering the heels. And then lower the right heel all the way to the mat, keeping the left heel lifted. Feel that back of the leg open up. Breathe. And we'll lift that right heel and completely lower the left. So right knee bent, heel is lifted. Press into that left foot. Feel that back of the leg open up. And then you can soften the right heel down. We're going to move. There's 3 rounds of sun salutations, one after the other. Inhale, high on the toes, ripple forward to plank. Exhale to the belly, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. We're just going to move right into it. So inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Last time, we're almost done. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, keep those elbows tight as you lower down. Inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Slowly walk the feet back toward the hands. So slowly walk the hands back toward the feet. So we're folding at the back of the mat. Soften into the knees. Let the upper body go. Release the head. Grab opposite elbows. And just sway from side to side. Release the arms. Inhale, find a halfway lift. And fold, exhale. Want to roll up to stand. Big inhale. Straightening the legs, rounding up the spine. Arms come out and up. And exhale. Hands to the heart. Breathing in and out. Inhale. Exhale. And there you have it. That is how I start my morning every morning. So mostly just some stretching, a little bit of yoga, but it really helps just to kind of move your body first thing. 1, because then it's done and over with. And 2, because you get everything's stretched out, oxygen gets flowing, and you'll find yourself energized. You might even be able to skip that morning cup of coffee. Just kidding. I know I can't. So I hope you are all healthy, well, and happy, and I look forward to our next class. Namaste.